Do that because we always love having the children. Children, thank you so very much for being here. Gather around. Everybody, be real quiet now. We're not ready yet. Gather around. Get close to the mics. There's 4 mics. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's do your best rendition of the Pledge of Allegiance. And after it's over, you can go next door and charge an ice cream or a banana split or whatever you want to Jay and Anna Jacobs. They'll be happy to pick up the tab. So get one. Don't forget your bus driver. Your bus driver's out there in the cold, got the bus running, but you need to bring him an ice cream or a cookie as well. So come on, gather around, and let's hear it. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Take it away, children.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That's absolutely fantastic. Extraordinary producer, Brother Logan. Was that not well?
I think they've earned that ice cream cone, Tom.
Well done.
Great job.
Well done. All right, y'all be careful going out the door. Don't let it hit you as you the wind will knock it back on you. So be careful as you go out the door. Take a right, my right, and go to the ice cream shop next door. By the way, speaking of management, I'm so proud of management. Brought some stuff in today. Didn't have any oatmeal cream pies. The word is that there's a national shortage. Can't find oatmeal cream pies anywhere. Can you believe that, Brother Logan?
What a shame, Tom, as we're in the holiday season. We're low on the oatmeal cream pies. Hopefully Santa can help you out and bring us a nice family-sized box for Christmas.
I mean, I'm just telling you what management said.
That's fair.
You got to always trust management.
That you can.
And if management said it's a nationwide, worldwide, global oatmeal cream pie shortage, then I have to believe it. And management has been good to me. My 3rd star is back up on my parking place. I very much appreciate that. 3rd star, 3 stars, that's what it is. Not 2, not 1 falling off, but there should be 3. So I appreciate that, and no one was parking in my spot this morning. Of course, when you get here at 4 o'clock in the morning, you don't have to worry about people parking in your spot, so that's always good. All right, let me begin today's show. We'll take a break in 3, 4, 5 minutes, but I want to begin today's show because there's just sky is falling scenario, right? We just keep hearing this sky is falling, the sky is falling. Trump's ratings are down. The economy is terrible. Madami has won. The communists are going to take over. Socialism is now better than capitalism. And we hear all this naysaying, just sky is falling commentary. Mainly from the legacy media, which you cannot trust. Ladies and gentlemen, you know you cannot trust the legacy media. They will lie to you. That's what they do. The legacy media, they will lie to you. That's what they've been doing. That's what they're going to do. That's what they'll continue to do. So 2 stories, just to kind of back that up for you. One is a story, and I know we're a day or 2 past Thanksgiving, but I just want to remind you that this year, you spent less for your Thanksgiving meals than you did last year. Less, not more. That's according to the article that I'm reading, published by Brooke Leslie Rowlands. And she gives this article, and it's very interesting. She talks about roasted Thanksgiving turkey with stuffing and mashed potatoes and green beans and cranberry sauce and all of that kind of stuff. Actually cheaper this Thanksgiving than last Thanksgiving. Did you hear that from the legacy media? Did anybody say that to you? Under President Joe Biden, this is a fact. This is not a conservative talking point. This is not a Republican talking point. This is a fact. Under Joe Biden, we had record high prices last year. $64.05 was the average Thanksgiving meal for 10 people. $64.05 for 10 people last year. This year, just 9 months after being in office, that same meal is only $55.18. That's down almost $6 a person. Now, does that sound like the sky is falling? Does that sound like the economy is shattered? That inflation is coming? That a recession is pending? That the stock market is crashing? I'm telling you, that is all a big hoax. The Democrats, progressives, Marxists, socialists, communists, they're all the same. They're all about hoax. Climate change hoax, transgender hoax. LBGTQ, XYZ, ABC hoax. They're all the same, a bunch of just hoax. Turkey prices dropped since last year. Stuffing mix down since last year. Dinner rolls down since last year. Eggs are down since last year. And the list goes on and on. I won't bore you. The point is, the legacy media just lies to you. And they're going to lie to you about the economy all the way to the midterm elections. All right, this article here is another one that talks about how we don't hear from the legacy media. Did you know that right next door to Madami, the socialist communist that just won in New York, right next door is a county called Nassau County. Nassau County is much different than New York City. And as a matter of fact, Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman, he's a Republican. He's directing all of his staff, all of the authorities in Nassau County to install cameras and security technology along the border with New York City in light of Madami's election. Because he sees what's coming. He sees Madami is not pro-victim but pro-criminal. He said, and I quote, "We're making everything possible we can. We're doing everything necessary to make sure that Nassau County is safe. We're installing technology along the border of New York that will read license plates, will have facial recognition, and will have video cameras. They're also going to hire more officers in addition to the police force they have." And he talks about what a great job his police officers are doing. He goes on to say that while Republicans in Virginia and New Jersey and New York suffered some electoral defeats earlier this month, he won his race next door to New York City by 12 percentage points. He beat out a Democrat, socialist, progressive, communist, Marxist. He beat him out. And that is with over 100,000 more registered Democrats than Republicans. Here's a brief audio clip that talks about his victory and really, I think, the map, the strategy for Republicans everywhere.
In Nassau County, we have 110,000 more registered Democrats than we do Republicans. So this is traditionally, in the last probably 10 years, been more of a blue state. It's now a purple state trending red, and that's something that I'm very proud of. We have a tremendous record of achievement here in Nassau County. I think the fact that I do support President Trump, and it shows that you can be pro-Trump and still get crossover Democrat votes, still get a vast majority of independent voters to vote for us. We had a 36,000 plus victory. We won by more than 36,000 votes because we not only appealed to Republicans, our campaign appealed to independent voters and crossover Democrats. So that's incredibly important. And that's why I think that we were a bright star in otherwise dark night on election night. I never ran away from my pro-Trump policies. I supported the president, and I continue to support the president. People respected me for that, even if they didn't disagree, because they knew that I wasn't a phony. And yet, at the same time, what I was doing on parallel tracks is reaching out to the communities, the Hispanic American communities, the African American communities, the Latino communities, the Asian American communities, and let them know that I am a county executive for all people. So I'm going to continue to make their neighborhoods safer. I'm going to keep taxes down. I haven't raised taxes a penny in 4 years, and that's important. That's an affordability issue for people here in Nassau County. So I reach out to various different communities, and I don't have a narrow base. I have a base of Republicans who are pro-Trump, and I also have a base of crossover Democrats and a very large base of independent voters who like my policies, like the fact that I say what I say and I mean what I say and I do what I say. I'm very happy to say that our comprehensive agreement with ICE, which is the most comprehensive agreement of any county or municipality in the United States, has given us tremendous results in combating crime. Just last month, we arrested 47 individuals who were here illegally, and they had a criminal record. 27 of them were involved in gang activity, and we were able to either incarcerate them or remove them from Nassau County and the whole metropolitan area. So I think that basically working with ICE has been very important to us. I declared when I got elected that we would not be a sanctuary county, although we live in a sanctuary state. I think that's a big mistake. I think Governor Hochul made a terrible mistake spending all this money on illegal migrants when we could use them for hospitals, for schools, for infrastructure, and basically inviting people who are engaged in criminal activity to live here in our neighborhoods. I've been the chief executive of a county larger than 10 states in population. We have almost 1.5 million people. We have a budget of over $4 billion. We have the 10th largest municipal police department in the United States. And I will use all of those resources to make sure that Nassau County remains safe and that our commuters who go into New York City for business, that they are safe. And I will take whatever measures are necessary to continue to make us the safest county in America, which we are. Crime is down. Our cops are doing a great job, and I'm going to continue to give them the personnel and the resources, technology and equipment and training that will now allow them to combat any situation that would jeopardize the security and safety of our communities here in Nassau County.
There you have it. Bruce Blakeman, the executive of Nassau County. That seems to be a pretty good strategy for Republicans everywhere. Don't run from the issues that are winners. Crime, affordability, accountability, security. These are values that everyone really does indeed value, except for your wokest and your most progressive liberals. So here in a county next door to the city of New York that just elected a socialist, a county that has 100,000 more Democrats registered than Republicans, and the Republican executive, he wins by 12%. Not running from Donald Trump, not running from ICE, not running from immigration, not running from law and order, but running toward them. It's a blueprint others should follow. I am Tom Smiley, filling in for Martha. We'll be right back.
It's the news that affects you and the talk that keeps you listening.
We'll continue on with additional discussions today as we stay engaged.
North Georgia's News Talk, AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN.
Magical Nights of Lights has returned to Lanier Islands Resort. The spirit of the holidays shines brighter than ever as you drive through 6 miles of twinkling displays where toy soldiers march, Santa tailgates in style, and pickleball elves play. Visit holiday headquarters inside Game Changer featuring Clark's Pop-Up Bar or licensed to chill Snow Island with ice skating and snow tubing. The lights are glowing. The magic is calling. Your holiday tradition begins at Magical Nights of Lights at Lanier Islands Resort. Visit LanierIslands.com for reservations.
Chances are that you remembered the Brady Bunch. If you didn't see it in the 70s, it's still on the air somewhere today. It was a nice, tidy sitcom about a blended family, but they never had a wacky adventure that involved Mike and Carol's estate planning. This is elder law and estate planning attorney Kevin Thorpe, and I can show you how to make the perfect plan for your blended family. Log on to kevinthorpe.com today. It's much more than a hunch. That's kevinthorpe.com.
You already know Gainesville Mechanical for their award-winning HVAC service, but did you know they handle plumbing too? Because plumbing problems never happen in a good time, you need a trusted, experienced team there when they do. From small leaks to major repairs, Gainesville Mechanical is here for you with 24/7 no overtime rates through their customer assurance maintenance plan. Proud to be named Best of Hall for HVAC and plumbing, Gainesville Mechanical and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep North Georgia cool since 1989.
So Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $29.95 a month for life. Not your phone's life, your life. This top-tier plan is normally $65 a month, but if you switch today, you'll save over 50% every month for the rest of your life. You might say it's the deal of your lifetime. Just dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. Offer expires 12/7. Some restrictions apply. Details at puretalk.com.
An official message from Medicare.
Couple more minutes, and we'll start this month's book club.
You know, I usually love a plot twist, but this year, I'm comparing my options during Medicare open enrollment.
You can't assume your current health or drug plan is the best one for you.
And you gotta make sure your drugs are covered. That's important.
So is saving money.
Review all your options at Medicare.gov. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Always here, always local.
From the Access WDUN Hardy Chevrolet Newsroom, 3 commuters sustained injuries from a 2-vehicle collision in Lula Sunday afternoon. Details at Access WDUN. More news coming up on North Georgia's News Talk.
It's the Martha Zoller Show, presented by Gainesville Mechanical. From the Northeast Georgia Health System studio in downtown Gainesville on AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN.
All right, well, welcome back. I do want to kind of follow up on this theme a little bit today. I'm just on this theme, thematic. I want to follow up on this, this whole idea of the sky is falling and woe is me and things are terrible and Trump's going to lose and the Republicans are going to lose. We're going to lose the House, the Senate. I want to follow up on that a little bit today because I don't think we're hearing all the story. Virginia, New Jersey, heck, you expected those things to go like they did. I mean, it would have been a miracle if they hadn't have. Even though, especially in Virginia, Winsome Earl Sears was a much better candidate. I mean, just much better. More capacity, more intellectual ability, but it is what it is. And now you have this race in Nashville between a Republican and a Democrat. The Democrats nominated in their primary for this special election a very progressive, woke person, in my opinion. I'll have to look up her name in a minute. We'll talk about it later. But, she's been recorded as hating Nashville and hating the bars there and hating the music there and blah, 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 blah. And yet it's a very tight race within a couple of percentage points. So we all know that in these special elections like in Tennessee and it's all about turnout. It's who you get out to the polls. And unfortunately, the Democrat, woke, progressive, communist, socialist party have been much better at doing that. So we'll see. But the sky isn't falling. I mean, you have the Nassau County story that's very enlightening. So we'll see. Are people really ready for a AOC presidency? I mean, is that what people want? They want a Newsom AOC or a AOC Crockett or a Bernie Sanders AOC. Is that what we want? Here's a brief soundbite that talks about, per Bernie Sanders, AOC is ready.
Bernie Sanders yesterday let the cat out of the bag. He was being interviewed by Axios, and he said what I think we've all been thinking, which is that AOC is almost certainly going to run for president in 2028 with the backing of Bernie Sanders.
She is an incredibly intelligent person, and in the best sense of the word, a very, very good politician. I've been out on the streets with her. People come up, and how she responds to people is so incredibly genuine and open. It's just something that's a gift that she has. It's a quality that she has. She's a great speaker out there. She comes from the working class. She was a kid. She was cleaning houses with her mother. She knows what it's like not to have any money, and she's going out fighting for working families all over this country. And I think as a young person who 6 years ago was a waitress, becoming politically prominent has been incredibly inspiring.
Who, by the way, was against President Trump's no tax on tips provision. She must have forgotten her earlier roots. And as far as being intelligent, I would not use that word to describe AOC if it were me. Now, is she a good politician? Well, probably. She has a sense of charisma. I don't not enough for me to vote for her, but certainly enough to deceive and fool others. But then you're going to take Bernie Sanders' word for it. Here's a guy, a socialist, who wants to take all of your money. Not to mention he has 3 homes. 3 homes. And we're not talking about, 600 square foot flats. We're talking about really nice homes. So this socialist has 3 homes, and he's really promoting more taxes and promoting AOC. AOC for president, really. AOC. Really. That's the best the Democrats have to offer. Well, someone hasn't told Cory Booker. Someone hasn't told Gavin Newsom. Someone hasn't told Jasmine Crockett. Heck, I don't think someone's told Harris. Because they're all thinking they're going to run. AOC will not get the Democratic presidential primary nod. She might enter the primary, and she might get enough support that she can put forth her agenda on the national convention and then maybe work her way into some cabinet position. Let's see, what would be a good cabinet position for AOC? I can't think of one. I can't think of one that she's qualified for. Maybe you could send me a text, 770-535-2911, and tell me what cabinet position AOC might qualify for. I'm at a loss. All right, we'll be right back. Got some good stories coming up. We're going to talk about the Gainesville GHSA situation, some other local news, as well as national stories. I am Tom Smiley. I'll be right back.
As an electric cooperative, Jackson EMC must always have an eye on the future, exploring the newest innovations taking place in every area of our business. Ideas that lead to a better use of resources and improved ways of conducting business. Automated switch technology, iPads in the field, and internal networking that enable us to pinpoint outages, access complex mapping, and provide faster response times. Jackson EMC, innovation for today, innovation for tomorrow.
At Onward Reserve, their motto is live authentically. Every shirt, every store, every story is inspired by real moments. On the golf course, in the field, out on the lake, or gathering with friends after a long day. Discover clothing, footwear, accessories, and game day attire, all designed for making memories with the people and places you love. Visit Onward Reserve on the Gainesville Square next to WDUN. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 till 7, Sundays 12 till 5. Onward Reserve. Live authentically. Give something for Christmas that will last for generations to come. Give a one-of-a-kind jewelry piece from Gainesville Jewelry. Phil Forrester has put together his most beautiful collection yet. Diamond earrings in every style from studs to 6 carats, along with diamond bracelets and natural gemstones in every color. Plus, hundreds of unique estate pieces personally selected by Phil and Emily Forrester. Best of all, prices start at just $69. Give your special someone something special from Gainesville Jewelry, 1020 Jesse Jewell Parkway, open late Christmas Eve.
WDUN is looking for the next Clark Griswold. Upload a picture of your outdoor Christmas light display at accesswdun.com. You could win a large turtle box, a stay at Lanier Islands Resort, or a downtown merchant's gift card. So light up North Georgia with Jackson EMC and North Georgia's News Talk. WDUN Gainesville, WDUN FM Clarksville, Gainesville. Always here, always local.
It's 9:30. Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. 1 year after United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson was gunned down outside a New York hotel, the accused killer with a fan club, Luigi Mangione, looking to suppress evidence.
Attorneys for Luigi Mangione are back in court in New York today to argue the notebook found in his backpack upon arrest should not be allowed in at trial. This is the notebook that allegedly contained hostile writings about the healthcare industry and other executives.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. President Trump sent his special envoy to Moscow to try to close the Russia-Ukraine peace deal and updates the D.C. National Guard shooting.
One is no longer with us, and Andrew is fighting for his life.
Andrew Wolf still in critical condition. Sarah Beckstrom died after being shot last Wednesday afternoon. The president says he's told her parents and his to come see him when they can.
The only thing I can say, they were devastated.
Fox's Chris Foster with that. America's listening to Fox News.
Always here, always local.
From the Access WDUN Hardy Chevrolet Newsroom, I'm Steve Winslow, and Hall County Fire Rescue officials are securing the area around an overnight restaurant fire on Mundy Mill Road in Oakwood. Kimberly Ledsinger with Hall County Fire Rescue says their crews responded with Sheriff's Office and Oakwood PD officials to the Crystals restaurant after 1:30 this morning to a structure fire. Crews arrived to find the restaurant's HVAC system on the roof was fully engulfed in flames. No injuries were reported. Georgia State Patrol says 3 people sustained injuries and a teen driver cited from a 2-vehicle wreck in Lula Sunday afternoon. WDUN's Logan Landers reports.
GSP says a Ford Ranger truck was traveling on State Route 52 over the Lula Bridge at around 1 p.m. when the 16-year-old driver lost control along wet road conditions, crossed the center line, and struck another vehicle traveling in the opposite direction. The driver of that Honda Odyssey, 73-year-old Teresa Sellers of Mount Airy, complained of injuries at the crash site, while her 78-year-old passenger Joe Sellers and the unidentified teen truck driver were transported for treatment with non-life-threatening injuries to a nearby hospital.
And Main Street Gainesville says it anticipates 10,000 attendees for Sunday's historic Christmas on Green Street next Sunday. That event beginning at 12 p.m. with the road closures and festivities starting at 1 p.m. You'll find full details and more news online at Access WDUN. Now here's your Access WDUN forecast.
Cloudy skies this morning, rain developing. Later today, scattered, mid-40s for highs. Periods of rain this evening and into tonight, and it could be heavy at times. Upper 30s by early Tuesday. From the Access WDUN Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Holly Strano.
In Houston, 43 degrees, and in Gainesville, 41. From North Georgia's News Talk, AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN.
Have you ever been at your wit's end over disagreements? Hi, this is Pastor Whit Martin from Asbury Chapel. Disagreements lead to all sorts of hurt. That makes finding common ground hard. But what if the basis of our friendships and interactions were built upon something everlasting? There is a unity that can be experienced if it's built upon something sure. Jesus prays in John 17 that his followers would be one with him first, then there would be unity with each other. If we have a vertical relationship with God, then all our horizontal relationships will pan out as they should. I want to encourage you to have a relationship with God today, because only from there will we find real peace. And with real peace, we are more agreeable, loving others, and enriching every relationship we have. And that is Wit's End. Come experience real peace with God through Asbury Chapel, or learn more at asburychapel.net.
Use the Access WDUN Talk and Text line, presented by M&R Rental at 770-535-2911, and be part of the conversation. From the Northeast Georgia Health System studio in downtown Gainesville, it's the Martha Zoller Show on AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN.
Welcome back to the Martha Zoller Show. So we've got just some interesting stories I want to share, some commentary and analysis on with you. Let me begin. I'll talk a little bit about the GHSA, the Georgia GSHA. Let's talk a little bit about that situation here at Gainesville. I fully support our Gainesville program. I think Coach Neblett and the staff there, superintendent, the principal, I think they're all on the right track. They're trying to take up for their program. They're trying to take up for their team. Now, should there be some type of consequences for what happened? I suppose. I haven't seen all the video. And so, for those who, egregiously broke the rules, I mean, as far as any fisticuffs and fighting and all that, I suppose there has to be some accountability. But to disqualify 38 players, 11 of them defensive players who are already on the field because they're supposed to be on the field. And then what about the difference between a player that, took 4 steps off the sideline and one who took, 15 yards off the sideline? I haven't seen anything that, discusses that kind of parameter. It's just a mess. Now, I have to tell you, I'm a little biased here because I did work for the GHSA. I worked as a referee, as an umpire in the high school program. Went through their trainings and went through their camps and did all the stuff you're supposed to do. Always polished my shoes, always had, a crease in my slacks, always knew the rules, was always polite to the coaches and the players. I never cussed anybody. I never touched a player. I did it the right way for, 7 years, 6, 7, 8 years. But it was very obvious to me that it was not a well-run program. Having been involved in my line of work, I've got some experience in organizational structure. I have some experience in, how do you do programs? How do you do training programs? How do you do, PowerPoints? How do you do that kind of stuff in a way that's effective and interesting? And many times I'll be sitting through some type of conference or some type of rules clinic or something, and the people presenting it from the state level couldn't hardly even read. And it was videoed. It was taped. So it's not like it was live. I mean, how hard is it to record something and to go back and take out the uhs and the is and the ends and the mispronounced words and the misconstrued? How hard is it to do that for a professional organization? And right off the bat, I saw this is not a very well-run organization. Now, I am not talking about the principals and the teachers and the administrators who are on the executive board. I'm not talking about those people. I'm not talking about the referees or the umpires. I know many of them. I'm talking about the ones that actually run the day-to-day process. And it's just my opinion, and I have a right to my opinion, and I think it's an informed opinion. I have no confidence in them. And I think this most recent experience that we're all observing just shows how small they are. In my opinion, it's just small men trying to act big. Now, I realize I have some bias and all that, and I'll give you that. But mine is not a totally uninformed experience. Like I say, I've got the certificates that said I've passed the courses. I did the trainings. I attended the meetings. I've got all that. So I know a little bit here what I'm talking about. And from my experience of having been involved in organizational leadership and management, they're just not run very well. That just, in my opinion. So now what we have going on, the best I can determine, now that we have what's going on, is the fact that the 5A may not even have a game in the Mercedes-Benz. I mean, and that's probably because that scheduling is not permitted. I mean, this is it's a pretty active, tight schedule, I'm sure, for Mercedes-Benz. And the GHSA, they continue to appeal, and it won't be long before they'll have to play, if they do play the 5A game, they'll probably have to play it in somebody's home stadium, which is a real disappointment for the players. I remember when my son played football. The big goal was to get to the Dome. That was back when they were, the final two in each division, whatever, would go to the Dome. And the big thing was we could go to the Dome. We could play in the Dome. And now these kids may not get that opportunity. And I underline may not. I don't know what's going to happen, but I did read today where the GHSA said, you know what, we may not play the 5A in Mercedes-Benz. So I don't know. I feel for Coach. I feel for the administration. By the way, I watched the injunction relief or whatever you call it. I watched it on a live stream. I thought the attorney for Gainesville did an outstanding job. I mean, outstanding. Extremely well prepared, very well versed, very well spoken. And I was trying to put myself in the position of the judge, saying, who am I following here? And the GHSA guys, it gave me the impression that they were just sitting there saying, we're the GHSA. That's our defense. We're the GHSA. That's our defense. Our defense is we are in charge. We do what we want to do. That's don't worry about the rules. Don't worry about our bylaws. Don't worry about the Constitution. We are the GHSA. That's the impression I got in listening. So I'm not trying to berate them. I'm just telling you from one person's opinion. I don't have any confidence in them, and I hate it for the kids. I don't know all the facts I don't know all the facts. I haven't seen all the video. But it seems like to me, common sense could prevail here. And there could be some type of solution that would be workable. It just seems like to me that could be the case. But sometimes, ego and stubbornness gets in the way. And I'm just very sad about it. And I support Coach, Gainesville school system, and the football program. I hope it works out well for them. Because these are days you never get back. I mean, these are experiences you never get back once they're lost. And that's what I think I hate so much. So good luck to the Gainesville school system, to the athletic department in their attempts to get this wrapped up. I don't know what will happen. Maybe they'll win, maybe they won't, but they at least deserve a chance to play. And what's to say? I mean, can we not go back and do something after the fact if it's really that big of a critical issue? I mean, can we just not let them play the game and then come back and say, okay, we're going to do a non-biased, non-presidential, independent review of everything that happened on that field. We're going to put all the tapes together. We're going to put a commission together. We're going to study it. We're going to look at it. We're going to rewrite the laws, the bylaws, the Constitution, whatever. We're going to rewrite that stuff to make sure it's clear, it's plain. I mean, can we not do that? So that's just my opinion. And I'm sure you have your 770-535-2911. You're welcome to call or text. Speaking of text, but I'll tell you what, I'll take a quick break. I've got two good texts, and I do have a recommendation for AOC's cabinet position. That's right, one of our faithful texters just texted me a wonderful recommendation for the cabinet position that AOC could qualify for. It's one I hadn't thought of, and I'll share that with you when we come back. I'm Tom Smiley, filling in for Martha Zoller. We'll be right back after this break. Don't go away.
What you see is what you get. I call it like I see it. What's right is right and what's wrong is wrong, ladies and gentlemen. We have always believed that on this radio program.
It's Todd Starnes, weekdays at noon on AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN.
For over 40 years, Eagle Ranch has helped thousands of children and families find healing and renewal. My name is John Shackelford, and I'm the Executive Director of Eagle Ranch. In 2021, our family felt a clear call to leave our life in Atlanta and come to steward the incredible legacy of the ranch into the future. The ranch continues to come alongside children and families through therapy, practical guidance, and resources, all anchored in the love of Christ. If you or someone you love needs a supportive, healing environment of Eagle Ranch, please encourage them to reach out to eagleranch.org.
Magical Nights of Lights has returned to Lanier Islands Resort. Let your holiday spirit shine as you drive through 6 miles of dazzling lights where marching toy soldiers sparkle, Santa tailgates in style, and pickleball elves play. Visit holiday headquarters at Game Changer with Clark's Pop-Up Bar, or delight in a festive buffet with the big guy himself at Breakfast with Santa. The magic, the memories, the lights you've been waiting for. Magical Nights of Lights at Lanier Islands Resort. Visit LanierIslands.com for reservations.
This Christmas season, give a gift of Georgia-grown goodness from Farmers Exchange. We've got fresh-grown, raw, shell peanuts, local pecans, flavored pepper jellies, handmade candies, and so many other delicious Southern favorites. Perfect for family, friends, and holiday gatherings. Looking for a unique gift? Let our team assemble a custom gift basket filled with your favorite Georgia-made treats. It's thoughtful, local, and a farm-fresh way to spread Christmas cheer. Shop local, share Georgia. Visit Farmers Exchange in Cleveland, where hometown holiday traditions begin.
North Georgia Land Trust. Is that what they call it, Brent?
Count, that's it. 35 years of commercial real estate, but I've always wanted to start a new land trust for North Georgia, a place where landowners can create a legacy for their land.
Everybody, we got Brent Hoffman in the studio today, and golly, Pete, this is interesting.
Well, thank you.
And all they have to do is communicate with you, right?
Just maybe go to our website, northgeorgialandtrust.org. Easy to find my phone number. Love to talk to you if you'd like to set aside land for future generations.
Well, tell me how you met Electronic Sales Company.
Paul and I have been a customer of yours for 34 years. It makes my wife feel good, the fact that we have a monitored alarm system, and you guys have done truly a good job.
Hey, folks, and if you're looking for what Brent's been experiencing for 30 plus years, call us at 770-532-3334. Also, we can be found on the website electronicsalesco.com.
Always here, always local.
From the Access WDUN WDUN Hardy Chevrolet Newsroom. The City of Gainesville's annual Christmas on Green Street celebration is just days away. Details at Access WDUN. And coming up on North Georgia's News Talk.
It's the Martha Zoller Show, presented by Gainesville Mechanical, from the Northeast Georgia Health System studio in downtown Gainesville on AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN.
All right, well, welcome back. I hope that you're doing well today. Many of you are traveling around. I'm as we're taking our breaks, I'm looking through the Cyber Monday. I just bought my wife a gift. Something that I'm looking at. There was a great frying pan that I saw, and I said, I don't know, that might be something. And there was some classic bell-bottom jeans, and I think my wife would look good in those bell-bottom jeans. I may work on getting that ordered today too.
That could be it, Tom. Like I said, Christmas right around the corner. You got to start doing some shopping.
I know. I got to look. I got to look. I kind of nixed the vacuum cleaner, and I don't think that's a good gift for her. Christmas, but I think the frying pan and the bell-bottom jeans.
You're off to a good start right
there. That's a good start.
Good start, yep.
So I'm going to continue to look at some of these sales as we have our break. 770-535-2911. So here is the recommendation. Here's the recommendation for the cabinet position that AOC may receive after she runs for president and doesn't get it, but to pay her off, they'll give her a cabinet position. And from of our faithful listeners, I'll read it to you. AOC could qualify for the, are you ready? Liquor cabinet. 7293. That's the phone number of the texter. 7293. AOC would best qualify for the liquor cabinet. There you go. Well, appreciate that. One man's opinion, I suppose. Here's another interesting text I received from one of our listeners just a moment ago. And thank you for texting. 770-535-2911 if you want to shoot me a text. But one of our listeners, Henry, said, "Look, I'm gonna be driving when Tom is on the air for Martha." So he asked Bill to ask this question: Where did the gun come from in regards to the Afghan shooter, the murderer of the one National Guards and the injury though? Where did the gun come from? I mean, you're in Washington, some of the strictest gun laws in the world. Where did his gun come from? You want to answer that question? You see, we've already determined that strict gun laws are just like strict drug laws. The criminals will always have the drugs and the guns. All you're doing with these gun laws, you're penalizing legal, law-abiding citizens. That's who you're penalizing. I'm looking at a story right now that there's a court case working its way up through the Supreme Court from Hawaii, of all places. And Pam Bondi is running this to the Supreme Court, where Hawaii has made it so difficult for you to legally carry your concealed weapon. So Hawaii has an opportunity for you to have a concealed weapon, but they're passing all of these auxiliary laws attaching to that so that you basically can't carry it anywhere. Maybe in your house, concealed. In this one particular place, it's against the law to carry your concealed permit gun on private property. I mean, so Pam Bondi saying, no, that's not right. These laws continue to whittle away at the rights of legal, law-abiding citizens, and they do. The Afghan terrorist, where did he get his gun? Well, the same place other criminals get their guns. And penalizing law-abiding citizens is not the answer to keeping the Afghan murderer from getting a gun. It's just like that doofus strategist for the Democrats who came on the air last week and talked about the fact that if you put in more National Guards in Washington, you're just going to create more targets for the bad guys and more people are going to be injured. So the answer is less guards, no guards, less police. That way they're not targets. No, that way your shop owners and your store owners and your regular citizens walking the streets are the targets. It's just ridiculous. These people don't think. They don't think right. And it's very hard. It's very frustrating for me because I enjoy robust discussion based on facts and information that's correct. And you cannot have those conversations with people like that. They're just not sensible. To tell me that the answer for gun violence is to reduce law-abiding citizens' rights to have guns, that is not a good strategy. It doesn't work. How has a drug war worked out for you? So I just thought I'd mention that to you because it's very, very interesting. All right, I want to get your take on this. You know, I got this theme going, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. The Democrats won Virginia, the Democrats won New Jersey, the Democrats won New York, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. No one talks about Nassau County right next to socialist Madami's city that just elected by 12 percentage points a Republican who was pro-Trump and pro-MAGNA policies right next door. You haven't heard a word about that except on this program. So the sky is not falling. Newt Gingrich, who is an historian, you can say what you want to about his political career, but he is a historian, made some comments about Trump's presidency, about who he is. And I want you to listen to his analysis on Trump and tell me what you think. Listen to this.
We are in the middle of the largest restructuring of the American political system since Franklin Roosevelt. I mean, for 90 years, the Roosevelt model dominated politics, dominated the bureaucracy, dominated the news media. Reagan bruised it, but he didn't really break it. Mm-hmm. Trump, for the first time, has really fundamentally, profoundly broken up the liberal establishment in a way which is historically amazing. And if he can win the 26th off-year election and sustain the momentum, then I think we will have ended the Roosevelt era and entered a totally different, much more dynamic, much more entrepreneurial, much more productive system than the one that we were trapped in.
Well, that's a fairly good analysis. And I'm sure that what Newt said is accurate, but does it resonate with the voters? I'm telling you, I'm in talking to Bill Crane and other analysts of the political spectrum. In talking to other people, it's just becoming very obvious to me that the voting population is just very fickle. I mean, are we getting tired of success? I mean, Trump has done about what he said he would do. And the Democrats have fought everything left and right, tooth and nail. They haven't cooperated on anything. And yet the border's secure. The big, beautiful bill passed. Is going to create some great tax incentive. Listen, if the big, beautiful bill hadn't passed, your taxes this coming year would be more. Like $2,000 a family more. That's going to hit sooner or later. It's coming. But people it seems like to me the voting public is like, what have you done for me lately? What have you done for me lately? And then you add to that the Trump derangement syndrome, which is a real psychological defect. I'm telling you, it is real. There are people who are so, I'm really interested to see what happens to the Trump derangement syndrome people when Trump is no longer in office. Are they going to go back to normal? I don't think they can. I think they've lost their normal. I mean, what do you think? 770-535-2911. Are we going to get back to normal once Trump leaves office? He'll leave office either this term or next. as I put on my Trump 48 hat. Oh, but what's going to happen? Where are the people going to aim their ire toward? So it's very interesting. Newt makes some great observations about Trump's presidency. Cut that out there, producer extraordinaire.
Cut what out, Tom?
Yeah, that
exactly.
Freudian slip there. About Trump's presidency. But is it enough? Is it enough for Main Street? We're seeing what Wall Street is doing. Now, I'm a retiree. I don't have an income. I do this show for free as a volunteer. I just fill in because I like it. I don't have a paycheck coming from anywhere. My income comes from the return on my investments. And so as a senior citizen, I'm watching that very closely. And I'm pleased with Wall Street. The question is Main Street going to be okay? We'll be right back. You're listening to The Martha Zoller Show. I am Tom Smiley.
Christmas is a season of giving. This is Mike Cormier, General Manager of Hardy Chevrolet. I know that giving is a challenge this year. That is why it's more important than ever. Hardy Chevrolet is a drop-off location for the Marine Corps Reserve's Toys for Tots program. Please come by and drop off a new unwrapped toy. With the help of local community agencies and churches, Marines will distribute them to needy children throughout our area. Help make this a Merry Christmas for all. And I'd like to extend best wishes of the season from all of us at Hardy Chevrolet, Brownsbridge Road in Gainesville.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
An official message from Medicare.
Medicare plans change from one year to the next. And this year, it's important for you to review your current coverage and compare all your options during Medicare open enrollment. Compare health plans, drug coverage, and costs. See if you can save some money, and don't forget to make sure your drugs are covered. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Visit Medicare.gov or call 1-800-MEDICARE.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
WDUN Gainesville, WDUN FM Clarksville, Gainesville. Always here, always local.
It's 10 o'clock.
He's trying to get damning evidence to not be used against him. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. As Luigi Mangione sits in court this morning for the start of a several-day pretrial hearing in the murder case against him, charged with killing United Healthcare's CEO Brian Thompson outside a New York City hotel a year ago.
His backpack that Altoona, Pennsylvania police officers searched when he was arrested 5 days after the shooting at a McDonald's, well, that could be potential devastating evidence against him if it's allowed in. But Mangione's lawyers say the 3D printed gun, the silencer, the red notebook with his writings, an iPhone and USB flash drives that police say they found in that backpack, well, all that should be excluded because they say the cops did not have a search warrant.
Fox's Eric Shawn outside the court in Manhattan. The search for gunmen continues in Stockton, California after Saturday night shooting at a banquet hall, killing 3 kids and a 21-year-old, 11 others injured.
These animals walked in and shot children at a children's birthday party. And none of us should stand for that.
San Joaquin County Sheriff Patrick Withrow, yet another legal setback for President Trump, affecting one of his federal prosecutors.
Alina Habba is the 5th acting U.S. attorney appointed by the president to be disqualified this term. The Third Circuit Court of Appeals upholding a lower court ruling against her staying in the job past the 120-day limit for interim appointments, rejecting an argument by the Trump administration that she assumes the vacant role as U.S. attorney by being named first assistant. A lower court judge in August ruled Habba's actions since July, when her interim term expired, could be invalidated, putting that order on hold pending appeal.
Fox's Chris Foster. The president's campaigning this morning ahead of tomorrow's special election in Tennessee for a vacant seat in Congress.
We have to win this seat. We've gotten you the largest tax cuts in history.
That was the president on Mike Johnson's phone a short time ago as the House Speaker put a microphone to it at a rally for Republican Matt Van Epps, who's facing Democrat Afton Ben in the election tomorrow. America's listening to Fox News.
Always here, always local.
From the Access WDUN Hardy Chevrolet Newsroom, I'm Steve Winslow. Hall County Fire Rescue officials are securing an area around an overnight restaurant fire on Monday Mill Road in the Oakwood area. Kimberly Ledsinger with Hall County Fire Rescue says their crews, Hall County Sheriff's Office and Oakwood PD, responded to the Crystals restaurant after 1:30 this morning for a structure fire, and crews arrived to find the restaurant's HVAC system on the roof was fully engulfed in flames. No injuries reported. No one was inside at the time of the fire. Georgia State Patrol says 3 people sustained injuries and a teen driver is cited from a 2-vehicle wreck in Lula Sunday afternoon. More from WDUN's Logan Landers.
GSP says a Ford Ranger truck was traveling on State Route 52 over the Lula Bridge at around 1 p.m. when the 16-year-old driver lost control along wet road conditions, crossed the center line, and struck another vehicle traveling in the opposite direction. The driver of that Honda Odyssey, 73-year-old Teresa Sellers of Mount Airy, complained of injuries at the crash site, while her 78-year-old passenger Joe Sellers and the unidentified teen truck driver were transported for treatment with non-life-threatening injuries to a nearby hospital.
After Union County officials paused the active search for a man who had been missing since November 11th, the family has now launched a website to provide updates on their search efforts. WDUN's William Daughtry with more.
Dallas, Texas attorney and SMU law professor Charles Hush went missing after he left for a hike at the Byron Herbert Reese Trail in Union County, Georgia. Authorities paused the active search after 2 weeks, but the website, bringcharleshome.com, aims to continue to spread awareness as the family continues to search for him independently. The page features photos of Hush, a map of his last known location, hiking safety tips, and how to assist in the search.
And Main Street Gainesville says that it anticipates 10,000 attendees for the city's historic Christmas on Green Street next Sunday. More from WDUN's Lawson Smith.
The event will be on Sunday, December 7th, with road closures starting at 12 p.m. Festivities will begin at 1 p.m. with food trucks, open houses of Green Street's historic homes, and more. The annual Christmas parade will begin at 4 p.m., and the night will end with the lighting of the Rotary Tree at 5:30 p.m.
A link to view closure maps and more information found online with more news at Access WDUN. Now here's your Access WDUN morning forecast.
Cloudy skies this morning, rain developing. Later today, scattered, mid-40s for highs. Periods of rain this evening and into tonight, and it could be heavy at times. Upper 30s by early Tuesday. From the Access WDUN Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Holly Strano.
In Cornelia, 41 degrees, Coal Mountain, 39, and in Gainesville, 42. From North Georgia's News Talk, AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN.
Be a hunger hero this Giving Tuesday. Join us for a food and fun drive for Georgia Mountain Food Bank. We urgently need to restock our shelves to assist families in our community this holiday season. Drop-off locations will be throughout town at the WDUN Downtown Studio and the Walmart Neighborhood Markets on Thompson Bridge and Browns Bridge. And thanks to a generous matching gift from Smith Bell Petroleum, every dollar donated on Giving Tuesday will be doubled, up to $10,000. Become a hunger hero today by giving to the Georgia Mountain Food Bank at gmfb.org.
You wouldn't want someone you couldn't trust working on your family's HVAC and plumbing, so why would you call anyone but Gainesville Mechanical? They're your local, most trusted and award-winning HVAC and plumbing company in North Georgia. From maintenance appointments and clogged drains to plumbing emergencies and new system installations, their team is ready to serve you. And with their customer assurance maintenance plan, you can receive discounts, priority scheduling, and 24/7 no overtime rates. Gainesville Mechanical and Bryant, doing whatever it takes since 1989.
From the Northeast Georgia Health System studio in downtown Gainesville, it's the Martha Zoller Show. Talking the issues and filling in for Martha, it's Dr. Tom Smiley on AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN. Always here, always local.
All right, welcome back to the Martha Zoller Show. I am Tom Smiley filling in for Martha. And I want to move to kind of a state, a regional issue for right now to get your input on, 770-535-2911. And by the way, I did get a text from Lori. Thank you, Lori, for your recommendation. She said for me to go with the frying pan. Speaking of my wife's Christmas gift, I'm looking in between the breaks here. I'm doing some some cyber shopping and after Thanksgiving Day shopping, and I came across a good deal on a frying pan. It looks pretty nice, and also there was the bell-bottom jeans, looked really good. Lori says, "Hey, go with the frying pan." Thank you. I'm afraid, however, if I go with the frying pan, it might be used against me. If you know what I mean. So I'll keep you abreast on that. I'm still trying to find a couple of nice Christmas gifts for my wife of 47 years. I just don't believe a vacuum cleaner will do it. I mean, that's like a birthday gift. It's not really a Christmas gift. Would you think so, Logan? It's more like a Christmas gift, a birthday gift. Isn't it?
No, I feel like a vacuum cleaner is, like I said, it's a great tool. You're going to get a lot of use out of it for many, many years. But I feel like it doesn't scream Christmas gift to me.
Yeah,
personally,
I agree. All right, well, let me talk to you this story about Georgia income tax. I really want to. I mean, like I mentioned, I'm a retired person now. And, things that when I was working and having a paycheck and, my wife was working, had a paycheck, and we just living life, I didn't really put a lot of thought into this stuff. I just, not as enough as I should have probably. But now that I'm retired, I look more carefully at stuff like this. And so here is an article. It goes back to July when Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones announced the creation of a Georgia Senate committee on eliminating Georgia's income tax. So you have several options. We have the elimination of the income tax. We have a flat tax. We have other types of. We have a lowered tax rate. A lot of suggestions being offered out there. But this committee that was appointed back in July is supposed to be studying how do we move from the income tax we have now to no tax. And presently, what is the rate now? I think is around 5.1, maybe 5.4, somewhere in the 5% area. And the question is, can we move that to zero? So we can join our sister states, Tennessee, Florida, Texas even. Mostly everybody but North Carolina. So we've had this positive move in reducing income tax. I commend our legislators for that. The past 3 years, there's been a positive move downward in Georgia's income tax. In 2022, you remember that? The state adopted a flat rate of 5.49%, which was supposed to go into effect in 2024. That was substantially changed from the previous structure of 6 brackets that topped 5.75, 5 3/4. And before anything was done, it got moved down to 5.3. So there's been some downward movement in the income tax rate. I think right now it's projected to be 5.1. I don't know for sure. These things change so much. But it could go down as far as 4.9. Even Mississippi took steps earlier this year to become the 10th state without an income tax. Well, I say if Mississippi can do it, surely Georgia can. That's just my opinion. Mississippi, they were at 4.4. They wanted to go down to 3% by 2030, and then a plan to go to zero in 2040. The Carolinas have been busy on this as well. North Carolina currently has a flat rate of about 4.5%. They want to drop it to 3.9. And they're thinking if certain conditions can be met, they'd go to zero. So how do you feel? Those of you who are following this kind of news, 770-535-2911. Send me a text. Are you for the no tax income tax? Are you for a flat tax? Are you for, I don't know. There's a lot of options out there. The good news is Georgia's rate is moving down, it seems. But there's a lot of money to account for if you go with no income tax. So we'll just see. We'll follow this story, but I wanted to throw it out there because it's more of a regional state story, and many of you who are listening, follow that. And I just wanted to see what you thought. I'm in favor of no state income tax. That'd be fine with me. Maybe that will catch hold. We'll see. All right. Well, I want to go to a story here. I'll tell you, we'll take a quick break here in this second or two. Go ahead and do this break because I want to go to this story about California. Since Gavin Newsom might be your man. Gavin Newsom might be your man. Your man. He and Jasmine Crockett, he and Kamala Harris, he and AOC, whoever. But Gavin Newsom's got some problems. And I wonder if the electric is even concerned. Do they even care about his problems? I mean, I've always said that there are some Democrats, otherwise known from my perspective as socialists, progressive Marxist socialist, they would vote for Lassie. They would vote for Lassie. I heard someone say the other day, he said, you Democrats, you'd vote for the devil. And the guy replied, well, not in the primary. So does it really matter? When we come back after this break, I want to give you a soundbite that rolls off some of the things that the state of California is being sued over. And this is the guy that is wanting to be your next president. We'll be right back. You're listening to The Martha Zoller Show.
Get your day going with a show that wakes you up faster than your coffee. Mornings on Main Street on AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN.
There's nothing quite like a local neighbor. That's why AARP is local, right here in Midtown Atlanta, to offer you free events and enriching experiences that help you with finances, family, and fun. We are in the community, connecting you to what matters most right when you need it. Visit our website at aarp.org/GA or visit us on social media at AARP Georgia to find out more information on how we're helping your money, health, and happiness live as long as you do.
Whether it's a slip that ends in a slip disc, a trick knee that's holding you back, or shoulder pain hurting your game, you can count on Northside Hospital Orthopedics. With leading care in Georgia at convenient locations all across the state, we're here to get you back on your feet, no matter what comes your way. Because Georgia moves us, and we keep Georgia moving. Find a provider near you at northside.com/ortho. That's northside.com/ORTHO.
Building, moving, remodeling, they all create more waste than will fit in your average garbage can. Thank goodness for Waste Eliminator. They offer roll-off dumpsters in all sizes. Just visit wasteeliminator.com, click on Order Dumpster, and they'll deliver just what you need. From simple home cleanout to large commercial projects, Waste Eliminator handles it all. Schedule your roll-off dumpster today at wasteeliminator.com. Environmentally responsible and committed to customer service. It's Waste Eliminator.
On-time service and experience matter for your home's heating and air system. For more than 40 years, Conditioned Air Systems has been North Georgia's solution for residential HVAC installation, maintenance, and repair. Family-owned and operated, we deliver the highest quality service on any brand and model with no hidden fees, promising 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Comfort you can feel, quality you can trust. Visit conditionedairsystems.com to schedule an appointment.
Todd Starnes here for the folks at Extreme Clean Auto Spa, where keeping your car clean is easy and affordable. Extreme Clean keeps your car looking great with the touch-free car wash at their Browns Bridge Road location. Plus, they make it affordable with monthly memberships for less than the price of 2 washes. And it's good for 1 wash per day. Now, that's what I call a great value. So keep your car clean without cleaning out your wallet. Visit Extreme Clean on Browns Bridge Road and just off White Sulphur Road in Gainesville. Veteran owned and operated. It's Extreme Clean Auto Spa.
Always here, always local.
From the Access WDUN Hardy Chevrolet newsroom, an early morning fire heavily damages the Crystals restaurant on Mundy Mill Road in Oakwood early this morning. Details at Access WDUN and coming up on North Georgia's News Talk.
Use the Access WDUN Talk and Text line, presented by M&R Rental at 770-535-2911, and be part of the conversation. From the Northeast Georgia Health System studio in downtown Gainesville, it's the Martha Zoller Show on AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN.
Welcome back to the Martha Zoller Show. I am Tom Smiley filling in. And by the way, I got a text. No content, just a picture. And the picture is of a brand new pair of bell-bottom jeans. They look very nice. I believe my wife would like that. And then regarding our discussion about income tax, I was giving you some of the options and asking your opinions. I got a call. One of our faithful listeners, Senator Derek McCollum, called in, and we're so happy to have you. Thank you. Thank you, Senator, for calling.
Hey, I'm a state representative, but thank you, State Representative Derek McCollum. I appreciate it.
Well, I just gave you a promotion. I just gave you a promotion, free of charge.
Well, I don't know. People in the House probably wouldn't think that's a promotion.
Well, thank you. Well, tell me what your thoughts are.
Well, I was going to throw a monkey wrench in the conversation.
Uh-huh.
So I was just curious. I would personally almost rather have no property tax on our houses, because the middle class is what's built America, the backbone, and the middle class is getting squeezed by property taxes. So I would love to not have property tax in the state, because if you're retired or if you lose your job, you have no income because you have no income tax. But if you lose your job or you're retired, you still have to continue paying for your house, which if you don't have a house, then you're homeless.
Well, Representative McCollum, that's a good thought. And being a retired person and knowing other retired people who have their houses paid for. Now, there are a lot of retired friends of mine who have worked over 30, 35 years. They finally got their house paid for. And in today's market, they can't sell their house even for the exorbitant amount of money they could get because there's nowhere to go. But their property tax is just about causing them to lose their homes.
That's right, and that's my point. You never own your house. Even if you pay for it, you never own it. So how about in Georgia, we actually own our houses clear and free, and you have no taxes on it, and then you can live and work towards something, and then if you want to retire, if you want to go part-time, you can do that, and then you don't have to paying for your house perpetually.
We're talking to Representative Derek McCollum. And so let me ask this, Representative. Is there any movement for this particular idea that you're sensing in the House?
They are. I think the Speaker has said that he's going to work on property tax this year, and we're excited in the House to do that. So that's something. I know the Senate's working on no income tax, and that's great. But I really feel passionately about not having property tax, because I have so many elderlies call me just crying that they're going to lose their house because of just property tax values and the way private equity is buying up houses in Georgia. It's putting a crunch on everybody, and our younger generation is not being able to buy houses. So I think this is something that would be doable and something we possibly could do.
Which one, in your opinion, Representative, would have the best bipartisan support? Would it be the zero income tax or the elimination of the property tax?
I'm not sure. I think that personally, I don't know. I think the Democrats would definitely be for property tax because their constituents are getting squeezed really badly because they live. A lot of the Democrats are in the inner city, and those property values have went sky high. And then the valuations from the cities have killed them. So I think there would be bipartisan support for the property tax as well.
Well, Representative McCollum, thank you so much. I mean, you've made my day by calling in and giving us that's some great insight, and that really has added to the conversation. And I'm going to give that a lot of thought. And so right now, I'm thinking the elimination of the property tax would probably help me more as a retired person,
That's right. And lower income, it would help.
Yeah.
And to be honest, the middle class, I read a study that all Georgians, the average, this is across Georgia, pay $2,000 a year in property taxes.
Well, that may be the average, but it's mighty low to the friends I know who are paying it.
No. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I think that spreads across all Georgians, obviously. So, but I appreciate it.
Well,
I mean, obviously, I'd love to have both, but, we have to have revenue from somewhere.
Yeah. Well, thank you so very much. And what's your district? Tell me again. I'm sorry, I don't know. I should know that. What's your district?
No, I'm in District 30. I'm
30.
in beautiful South Hall, Georgia.
There you
And
go.
I have a little piece of Gwinnett. So
Yeah. Derek McCullum, Representative. Thank you so much, Representative McCullum. I appreciate so much you calling in.
thank you. Have a great day.
Yeah, great day. What a great conversation. Look at that executive ordinary producer Logan.
On the fly like that, Tom.
I mean,
that's how we roll. It's live,
that's
and what a great conversation we just had with Representative McCullum.
I'm telling you, that's some good thought. And why can't we just have conversation like this? And why can't we just go up there and debate stuff and get stuff done and quit mallygallying around and just get stuff done? I just don't understand it. Boy, he just sounded so sensible. You know what I'm saying? Just reasonable, sensible. I really do appreciate that call. Well, I had another text, too, by the way, that just reminded me that someone did say, let's do no state tax, no property tax, and no Social Security tax. How about no tax? You got to have something. I mean, I know none of us like to pay anything, but we look, we got a great state, and we're really doing a lot of good things, and a lot of good things are happening in our state, and in our city, and in our county. I live in the city of Gainesville limits, and I'm, our city. We got a good city. We got a great county. We've got good people involved, and they're not perfect. They're not our commissioners and our council people and all. They're not perfect people, but they're good people. I know most of them personally. I've been knowing them for 20, 25 years or longer. And they're not out to hurt anybody. There's just so many options. There's so many possibilities of what you could do, what might work, and you can't do everything. As much as I would like it, you can't do everything. You have to choose what would be best for your locale and for your state. I'm going to give some thought to that. No property tax versus no income tax. I'll have to give that some thought and to see how that would work out. That is very good consideration. Send me your thoughts, 770-535-2911. Just send me a thumbs up, thumbs down on one or the other. What do you think would work the best? What would help you the best? And we'll see where we go from there. All right. Well, so I was talking earlier about, who your next president might be. Could be Gavin Newsom and Vice President Jasmine Crockett. As I understand it, no relation to Davy. I don't know, but I do know that Gavin Newsom has some problems in California. It just doesn't seem to be a very well-run state. But does that even matter? I mean, you still have, to my knowledge, no new housing permits to replace the homes destroyed by the Palisades fire. It is dragging their feet. Now there may be some. My last check was there were none. Maybe there are some now. I'm not sure, but very slow progress. Not to mention all the problems that created the problem. So Gavin Newsom has a lot of problems, but does it matter? Does it matter? Are people just going to be more impressed with his slick hair, his fancy hand movement when he jigs and jibes, with his conversation? Are they going to be more impressed with that or more impressed with results? Here's Pam Bondi, Attorney General, talking about some of the areas that California has problems with.
About this lawsuit.
It wasn't even illicit. They are flat out publicizing what they're trying to do and why they're trying to do it. They're trying to create seats based on race, and they can't do it. And we're going to hold them accountable just like any other state. I mean, they've very publicly said, Sean, what they're trying to do, and it's illegal gerrymandering. They cannot do it. So, yeah, we sued them today. We're going to continue suing California until they start complying with the laws of our country, whether it's, sanctuary cities, the Second Amendment. Mm-hmm. We're winning in the Supreme Court.
National Guard.
Our ICE, that's exactly right, that the National Guard and ICE can be in California to actually protect the citizens of California. Let's see, what else? Illegal emissions from trucks. And look, Look what Sean Duffy did today. Look what he found with all the truckers who were given illegal licenses, truck driving licenses in California. It's constant with that state.
So, you can almost hear the frustration, can't you? It has to be frustrating. Where is the common sense anymore? How can Gavin Newsom be so far off the graft? I mean, think about it. His views on ICE, his views on gerrymandering. I mean, really, they've written out Republicans. I mean, Republicans may only have 40% in the state, 35% in the state of California, but yet their representation is like 7% or something. Some awful ratio like that. They just gerrymandered out an entire group of people, and they did it because they're in power. So it's not even what's common sense anymore. It's like, what's even fair? Like, what's right? What's the right thing to do? But you got that. You got their sanctuary city, all their sanctuary city programs. You've got their anti-ICE. ICE is a legal arm of the federal government trying to do a job, and they're fighting them tooth and nail. Illegal truck drivers, illegal emission policies for vehicles. I mean, it's like, I'm sure Pam Bondi just like, what in the world is going on with these people? But that could be your next president. It sure could be. All right, we'll be right back. We're getting close to the end of the show. A few more calls and texts. Stay tuned.
Life moves fast, but your wellness matters. At the Spa on Green Street, every experience is crafted to help you slow down, breathe deeply, and reconnect with the best version of yourself. From relaxing massages to holistic body treatments, we offer everything to support your overall well-being. So take time for yourself. You deserve it. Visit spaongreenstreet.com. Reserve your appointment, purchase your gift cards so you can experience the difference.
So Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $29.95 a month for life. Not your phone's life, your life. This top-tier plan is normally $65 a month, but if you switch today, you'll save over 50% every month for the rest of your life. You might say it's the deal of your lifetime. Just dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. Offer expires 12/7. Some restrictions apply. Details at puretalk.com.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
December 2nd is Giving Tuesday, and we're joining the Georgia Mountain Food Bank to help collect food and monetary donations at our studios on the Gainesville Square. Help feed our neighbors in need. Be part of Giving Tuesday with the Georgia Mountain Food Bank and North Georgia's News Talk. WDUN Gainesville, WDUN FM Clarksville, Gainesville. Always here, always local.
It's 10:30.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. President Trump invites the families of the two West Virginia National Guard members shot in D.C. to the White House as he plans to honor them. Fox's Madeline Rivera has more on the investigation.
29-year-old Ramanullah Lockenwall has not been charged with terrorism. He is, though, facing first-degree murder for the death of 20-year-old Sarah Beckstrom. As investigators dig into his background, new reporting indicates he may have been struggling to adjust to life here in the U.S.
National Guardsman Andrew Wolf remains hospitalized critical condition. Federal appeals court rules Lena Habba was unlawfully appointed as the top federal prosecutor in New Jersey, removing her from supervising cases. President Trump appointed his former personal lawyer to the position. The TSA screened a record 3.13 million airline passengers on Sunday for the Thanksgiving travel return. America's listening to Fox News.
Always here, always local.
From the Access WDUN Hardy Chevrolet Newsroom, I'm Steve Winslow, and Hall County Fire Rescue officials are securing the area around an overnight restaurant fire on Mundy Mill Road in Oakwood. Kimberly Ledsinger with Hall County Fire Rescue says their crews, Hall County Sheriff's Office, and Oakwood PD were on scene at the Crystals after 1:30 this morning for a structure fire. Crews arrived to find that the restaurant's HVAC system on the roof was fully engulfed in flames. No injuries reported as no one was inside at the time of the fire. Georgia State Patrol says 3 people sustained injuries and a teen driver is cited from a 2-vehicle wreck in Lula Sunday afternoon. WDUN's Logan Landers reports.
GSP says a Ford Ranger truck was traveling on State Route 52 over the Lula Bridge at around 1 p.m. when the 16-year-old driver lost control along wet road conditions, crossed the center line, and struck another vehicle traveling in the opposite direction. The driver of that Honda Odyssey, 73-year-old Teresa Sellers of Mount Airy, complained of injuries at the crash site, while her 78-year-old passenger Joe Sellers and the unidentified teen truck driver were transported for treatment with non-life-threatening injuries to a nearby hospital.
You can find more details and more news online at Access WDUN. Now here's your Access WDUN forecast from meteorologist Holly Strano.
Cloudy skies this morning, rain developing. Later today, scattered. Mid-40s for highs. Periods of rain this evening and into tonight, and it could be heavy at times. Upper 30s by early Tuesday. From the Access WDUN Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Holly Strano.
In Bethlehem, 45 degrees. Baldwin reporting 42, and in Gainesville, 43. From North Georgia's News Talk, AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN.
I'm Tommy Howard with the Norton Agency. Today's market demands so much more than putting a sign up, listing it on a computer, or letting the phone ring. It's a complicated and competitive process. Do you fully understand the new protocols for buying or selling real estate? Are you sure you're getting the best price? Can you navigate the maze of inspections, disclosure, appraisals, and loans? You need Norton now more than ever. Call us at 770-532-0022 or look for us on the web at gonorton.com. Our family serving North Georgia for 4 generations.
Give a gift they'll cherish for a lifetime. Get gold, diamonds, and jewelry from Gainesville Jewelry. To celebrate 48 years serving 3 generations, Bill Forrester has selected the largest and best collection of estate jewelry. Diamonds in every style from Gabriel semi-mounts to the #1 gift this year, Diamond Flex Bangles. If you can't find it at Gainesville Jewelry, it hasn't been made. Plus, bring in your old and broken jewelry and get up to $45 a gram towards your purchase. Gainesville Jewelry, 1020 Jesse Jewell Parkway, Gainesville. Open late every night until Christmas.
It's the Martha Zoller Show, presented by Gainesville Mechanical. From the Northeast Georgia Health System studio in downtown Gainesville on AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN.
Welcome back to the Martha Zoller Show. I am Tom Smiley. Filling in for Martha. She'll be back tomorrow. And you can, if you're watching it on the, what do we call this thing, Logan? The webcam?
Yeah, you can check us out, our live feed over on, of course, Access WDUN on Facebook. And also you can find us over there on YouTube as well. We broadcast the show Monday through Friday. For the most part, when Martha's not in here, we don't. But, Tom, we got your beautiful face right there on our camera so everyone can watch it. Of course, you can comment on there as well. If you have anything you want to let Tom know about, whether if you're watching us on the live stream, just drop something right there. I'll find a hold of it and let Tom know.
Oh, you sure can. And by the way, you notice I don't have my Duke hat on today. I couldn't find my Duke hat. I don't know where it is. I had it at church yesterday driving golf carts in the rain. I put it somewhere. I'll find it. But I've got my golf hat on today from a golf resort. A friend went somewhere and brought me back this nice hat. I can't pronounce the name of the place. It's in I don't know, Mexico or Guatemala or somewhere. But anyway, it's a nice hat, and I enjoy wearing it. All right, let me give you some text real quick before I get to the next story. I love our listeners. Oh, you guys are so good. You're just so good. The text that you send me is so informative. So I got a text. We're talking about property tax, property tax, income tax, et cetera, et cetera. What's best? What do we need? What do we not need? This comes from a listener, 7293. And this listener says, "Hey, Tom, seniors in Georgia have virtually no income tax. See the graph below. Also, many counties have senior exemptions for school taxes, which comprise about 66% of property taxes. Can seniors petition their county to institute property tax exemptions?" That's a great question. And so if you live in a county and you don't have the property tax exemption for a senior adult, then maybe you should petition your county commissioners to get that done. That's a good thought, though. I mean, when I turned 70, if I'm correct about this, I think it's the year after my 70, so really it's 71. I'll get a cut on my property tax bill. Another listener, Susan, says, "Hey, look, keep this in mind. No property tax. That's what I'm for. But even on investment property, because keep in mind, investment property is retirement income for many people." And that's a great point. Not everybody has a 401k or other investments. Sometimes property is their investment and property is their retirement plan. So I think, to be fair, if you're going to have no property tax, have no property tax on investment property, because people are using that as they can to build their nest egg for retirement. So that's a good word from Susan, 4362 number. And then let's see, I had a great one from Chuck. Where did the Chucks go here? Here it is, right here. It's on another line, another feed. Let me get to it because he took a lot of time to write this. Chuck says, "I understand the need for income taxes and property taxes, but I would like to see the school tax exemption drop from Hall County from 70 to around 62, maybe even 65. And his reasoning is that the school tax is about 2/3 of his property tax bill. And that would be a big help." Yeah, that's a great word. Many of the seniors having, or even maybe pre-seniors, having problems with their high property tax bill, they're going to get some relief at around 70 here in Hall County. About 2/3 of relief. It would be a big help to me. But there are some counties, I suppose, in Georgia, if you're listening and you live in a county that doesn't have a tax exemption for seniors, text me real quick. Let me know what county that is, 770-535-2911. I thought all Georgia counties had that tax exemption for seniors. But 770-535-2911, text me and let me know if your county does not have a tax exemption for seniors. What is it, the school property tax part of the school tax? Something, it comes off of your tax bill when you get to be about 70 here in Hall County. If I am correct, which I may not be, but I could be. So there's some interesting text. Thank you so much for taking the time to text. Hope you weren't texting and driving. Pull over on the side of the road somewhere and send me a text. 770-535-2911.
And don't forget, hey, Tom, we do have a caller on hold here. We got Steve out in Gainesville. I know he's been on hold waiting through the break, so if you want to go ahead, let's bring him onto the stage and see what he's got to say.
Steve, sorry for the delay. Thanks so much for listening. Welcome.
No, that's good. It's you're talking about driver's license. We've got a local problem.
Well, tell me about it.
Might do some research on it, but I got a good friend of mine. Her side gig is the bail bondment on weekends.
The what now? I'm sorry, I didn't get the what on weekends.
She does bail bondment. She
Okay.
works for a bail bonding company on weekends.
Okay, I got you.
He said for the last 3 weeks, the majority of their arrests have been DUIs and expired license. And who these are Hispanics, illegal aliens, driving on extended license. She said that the federal government gave them a 1-year driver's license, and they've all expired.
Wow.
And they're riding around without license, drinking and driving in Gainesville. I'd like to know how many's been arrested. She said her company's done a bunch of them, but there are a lot of bonding companies. There's no telling how many we got in jail out there right now for that very reason. That's unbelievable.
Unbelievable. I have not heard of that at all, Steve. So that's news to me.
She's factual.
Yeah. That's news to me.
1-year license that the past administration gave them, and they're all expiring now.
Wow. Well, we'll have to look into that and see. I'll mention that to Martha. I'll leave that a note for her. That's kind of stuff she likes to delve into. So good word. Thank you, Steve. Thank you for holding, and thanks for sharing that. You know, we do know of the illegals who are driving big transfer trucks out of California and possibly New Jersey and some other places that don't even speak English, that can't read English, that they don't understand the signs, the road signs. I mean, it's just something. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I just can't get over the fact of common sense. Why can't we have a two-party system where both parties have common sense, and then we get to choose between the policies of either? But we don't have much of a choice now, or I should say, I don't have much of a choice. I mean, what choice do I have? Vote for a party that supports terminating a pregnancy at the 9th month? Is that a choice for me? Vote for a party that allows, that permits, that advocates, supports boys dressing up like girls and playing in girls' sports? I have 3 granddaughters. I have 3 beautiful granddaughters, and the thought, and they're all athletically inclined. They're going to be involved in sports. One is already involved at a good level in sports. The other 2 coming up, they'll no doubt get involved in athletics. And the thought of them having to be in a dressing room, locker room with a male, I can't comprehend that. And who would support that? So is that a party for me? You got 9-month term pregnancies that end in abortion. You got girls having to put up with boys dressed up like girls in locker rooms. You got open immigration border. Look, can you not see what has happened in our country with the open immigration? I mean, regardless of what you think about ICE, do you know the statistics? Do you know the facts? I'm sure there are some people arrested who had expired visa or whatever, and maybe they weren't breaking other laws. But the majority of these people have been statistically the worst of the worst. People who were let in from the prisons and the insane asylums and the mental hospitals from other countries, just empty them into our country. Many of them have shipped back. Would you prefer them all still to be here? I'm sorry about your landscaper that might have got, that might have got swept up in it. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about your housekeeper. I'm sorry. I am very sorry that they may have gotten swept up in this. But would you rather have back the murderers, the rapists, the assaulters, the thieves? Would you rather have them back? Yes, sir. Hey, thank you for the comment. I just don't get it. I mean, I don't. We need a two-party system that is comprised of common sense. Both parties have common sense. Where am I going to go? To a party that permits abortion to the 9th month? To a party that believes in open immigration? To a party that believes in men and girls' locker spaces? Is that where I'm going? We do need a strong two-party system, and right now we don't have it. And I hope people in Nashville are going to get it. I mean, this is a very important election tomorrow. I'm very anxious to see what's going to happen in Tennessee. This is a special election to fill a House seat, further can erode the Republican control. Are the things that AOC and Jasmine Crockett and Maxine Waters, are those the things you want to see more of in this country? I'm sure the conservative Republicans in Tennessee are just pulling their hair out. I mean, you better get out and vote. They're going to get out and vote. They always do. I tell you, it's just hard for me to fathom. It's hard. It's like our English teacher, Miss Darcy, back at Bradwell Institute. That's where I went to high school. she would say, "Ladies and gentlemen, your English just boggles my mind." That was Miss Darcy. She was tough. Goodness gracious. She's about as tough as Miss Bell was in algebra. I mean, I failed algebra twice. Of course, the fact that I was sitting in the back of the room with all the other football players and paying half attention probably didn't help much. But nonetheless. All right, I got a story about ICE, since we're talking about that I want you to hear. This is a kind of a human interest story. I mean, this is some information directly from the ICE agents. It's very important that you hear this. We'll do that when we come back. You're listening to The Martha Zoller Show. I am Tom Smiley.
Wake up and speak up.
Wake up. Come on, wake up, America.
Join the conversation weekdays at 9 with The Martha Zoller Show on North Georgia's News Talk, AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN.
Shopping for your spouse on the holidays is tough, especially when your spouse is Santa and his little elves can make him whatever he wants.
We can make it for Santa, Santa, Santa.
Once, I knitted him a tummy control onesie to get down chimneys, and the elves one-upped me and made him a magical shrinking suit.
And we're awesome!
Like a big poinsettia blossom. It's like I can't win. But then I did win. I found the holiday scratchers from the Georgia lottery, and those pesky elves can't make that. You hear that, elves?
Give the gift of up to $3 million with the holiday scratchers from the Georgia Lottery. Please play responsibly. Always check and sign your ticket.
Do you want to be one of Georgia's first 3 millionaires of 2026? You could when you play the new Georgia Millionaire Scratcher and enter the second chance promotion for a drawing on New Year's. So grab a Georgia Millionaire Scratcher from the Georgia Lottery at your favorite retailer today.
Tune in to WSB Channel 2 for your official Georgia Lottery drawing and check out the Players Club at galottery.com.
Check your pockets and you'll find a quarter ready to inspire you to visit the state you find on the back. It's America the Great on a podcast called Quarter Miles Travel, from Virginia's historic sites to the wide open plains of Montana, the low country rhythms of coastal Georgia to the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina. Explore America based on the U.S. Mid-State Quarters. Hi, it's Anita with Travel with Anita and Friends. Quarter Miles Travel is all about pride. Pride in our states and our country. The natural beauty, the history, landmarks, and interesting people all make our country an exceptional place to visit. Go to my website, travelwithanita.com, where you will hear the podcast with stories told by historians and people who know the little-known facts. So come along, let's go on an adventure. Reach in your pocket and pull out that quarter. Flip it over, and Quarter Miles Travel will take it from there. We'll help you turn that quarter into an adventure.
While technology has certainly changed the way people do business, it hasn't changed the way we treat our customers. It's Mike Cormier, and at Hardy Chevrolet, we are as committed to excellent customer service as the Hardys were when they started the business here in Gainesville over 4 decades ago. When it's time for a new or used vehicle, remember what Charles Hardy always said.
We love you and we need you.
Together, let's drive. At Hardy Chevrolet, Browns Bridge Road in Gainesville, online at hardychevrolet.com.
Always here, always local.
From the Access WDUN Hardy Chevrolet Newsroom, 3 commuters sustained injuries from a 2-vehicle collision in Lula Sunday afternoon. Details at Access WDUN. More news coming up on North Georgia's News Talk.
Use the Access WDUN Talk and Text line, presented by M&R Rental at 770-535-2911, and be part of the conversation. From the Northeast Georgia Health System studio in downtown Gainesville, it's the Martha Zoller Show on AM 550 and FM 102.9 WDUN.
770-535-2911 is the text and call number. Appreciate all of you who have called in, who've texted in today. So I got a text from a couple of friends who sent me a picture. I'm looking at it right now of a truck in a box store parking lot. I won't say the name of the box store, but a box store parking lot. And the truck has a sign, has writing on the back window. And the writing at the top says, Charlie Kirk was a racist. Okay, fine. That's that person's right. They can think what they want to think. They can say what they want to say. Then at the bottom of that picture, there are some Spanish words, and my friend who knows almost as much Spanish as I know, so I trust him, he writes me and he says, you know what those Spanish words mean? what those Spanish words are saying. And it translates to, he deserved it. So the top part of the window says Charlie Kirk was a racist. The bottom part in Spanish translates, he deserved it. And what? So I can't wear my Reg Magna hat anywhere, but this dude can ride around in a pickup truck with that awful slogan and words on his truck window, and everybody think that's okay? But yet if I walk around with a red Magna hat on, people look at me like Satan incarnate. I mean, it's really amazing at how intolerable the left is. They're supposed to be the ones that says freedom for everybody, but that's not what they think. The Democrat, Marxist, Socialist, Democrat, progressive, woke party is not about equality. It's about my opinion. Tolerance no longer means that I give you the right to have an opinion. Tolerance means you must accept my truth as truth. To which I say there'll be a cold day there before I ever do that. So it's just amazing. I saw that. So I can't wear my Reg Magna hat. I can't wear it to school. I can't wear it to class. I can't wear it out in the community because, that's racist and that hurts people. It offends people. But this dude can ride around on the pickup truck that says Charlie Kirk was a racist, and at the bottom of it say he deserved it. Well, thanks for sending that to me. Here's some text I asked and I have received. So this person, this is a 7508 number from Habersham. And this is what Larry says. Larry says, Tom, since I, like you, am retired, getting rid of the state income tax does not do a lot of good for me. All it will do for me is higher sales tax on everything that I buy, as most of our neighboring states without it pay at least 10% sales tax. Another caller says, from Rayburn County, he says, Rayburn County does not have senior exemption for school tax. I did not know that. I thought everybody did. That's what he says in Rayburn County. Another listener, 8426 number says, school tax exemptions are determined locally by the various commissions. Some counties start the exemption at 65, some later. That's true. I do know that to be accurate. And then Linda, 5879 number says, good morning. Linda here. I am a senior in Habersham County, and we do not have a senior discount for property taxes. I also live in the city, so I get hit twice. Very interesting conversation today. I mean, this has really been good. It's been a lot of food for thought. And I appreciate Representative Derek McCullum called in to give us some insight from the legislature point of view. And we'll see what happens. But you know what? Get involved. Get involved. You've said your opinion to me. Write it to your representative. Write it to your state senator. Write it to your county commissioner. So get involved. Let your voice be heard. That's all you can really do. Let your voice be heard and vote. Those two things. State your voice and let it be heard. All right, let me go to this last story. This is about ICE. This is an ICE agent. This is a human interest kind of story because this is an ICE agent talking about what he's experiencing in the field and how he wishes the legacy media would be more fair.
We target all nationalities on their criminality. All right, so it doesn't matter from the Hispanic community to the Indian community to the European community, Canadians. Right, so it's just not one specific community. It depends on their criminality.
Everyone that we encounter is a targeted individual. We know who they are. We're going after them, right? Because they've either broken laws, immigration laws, or, obviously they have a criminal record.
I was an immigrant, so was my parents. So growing up, I didn't realize the impact that we have as ICE officers on the community, right? When I talk to someone and I let them know, hey, there's ways to come to the country illegally. You just don't have to run across the border.
What is something that you wish that those protesters knew?
The whole truth, not just a little bit of the information. They would know the whole story of the whole process that goes on. I think that would help everyone, from the protesters to the officers to the public, right? The community, because they're not fully aware of all of the procedures that goes into an operation or an arrest.
These are ICE officers, the men and women on the front lines. And all they're asking for is that citizens be better educated in what the ICE officers are accomplishing. Have you ever heard of a positive report from any of the legacy media about some of the good things that ICE officers are doing? Have you? Can you name one? I mean, I look for audio when I do the show. And by the way, I'll be back toward the very end of December. Look forward to listening then. But I'm on the lookout for audio all the time. And I save it in my little audio files. I can't find audio of any legacy media that really promotes and advocates the good things that ICE is doing in removing the worst of the worst. And we know they have. We know that ICE have. We have seen the statistics. These individual agents really demand, they really deserve more respect and safety as they go about doing their job. All right, well, Martha will be back tomorrow. I'll be back toward the end of December.